Oh shit. Let me try it again. Bow! Like, I think that one's gonna work.
I don't know why my audio's f***ed up. It's gonna fix itself. Just give it a second.
I'm not at my house. I'm at Rhyme's house. Rhyme is over there. How do I describe this video? This is a very in-depth kind of explanation about everything at EVO and problems that we saw. A lot of this is passion. A lot of it is future talk that's really important if you care about this game specifically, and kind of a little bit of experiences in there that we had at EVO. A lot of stuff that was in this video. I don't know how to describe it in words, but I hope you guys watch it to the end. This is probably the most different video that you'll find on my channel because really I'm just sharing passion with something with a homie. So if you guys enjoy that, if you enjoy me, well, you came to the right place. Now, I don't have my actual computer and I'm stuck because I don't have traffic.
No, you're stuck because there is traffic, you idiot!
So I can't play my intro, but instead I got you. Hold on. Bump, bump, ba-da-dum, bump, ba-da-dum, bump, 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 ba-da-dum, bump, ba-da-dum. Play my shit. I think I did that all backwards.
I am glowing right now.
Right? Like, this shit's immaculate.
I'm looking like Casper right now. You would think this is a see-through shirt. No, this is just white and just white.
This is post Evo. It's like today's what? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Okay, so we got back from Evo Saturday night, so we've been here for a good bit. Now, one of the things, if you didn't realize, we were host casting for the Dragon Ball FighterZ. Casting hashtag for the Dragon Ball FighterZ tournament that was at EVO with the current build of fighters that I'm pretty sure everybody's seen a good bit of. And with doing that, as we emphasized on casting, we did a terrible job the first time, even though we fixed it on the second time.
Basically, we were there as if we were recording a 2-hour-long video, just sitting down, dad jokes, random rambling stories of his childhood when he lit a cooler on fire. That's not what you go for EVO for. For EVO, you want to be like, damn, you see that snap back into the level 3
the reads, the fireball level meter 4 ultimate with a little bit of the guessies.
Doesn't matter where you are in life. You have to learn stuff. Like, it's never get to the point. Like, we didn't walk into like, oh shit, how do we defend ourselves? No. You go in there, you learn.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the best part was we walked in. Like, I remember I was like, it was bro fist. Like,
yo, we
killed that shit.
We bro fist like we killed.
This is how you know we messed up. We sit down in our hotel room. We hop on Discord, and Lotus was roasting us.
Lotus is one of our homies, if it wasn't stated, obviously. We got the hey guys.
No, actually, I'm not gonna say a name. Picture back in the day, you're watching your favorite show, whether it's like, let's say the ball game, right? You're watching basketball on ESPN, and for, when you're watching basketball, you listen to the casters kind of, break down the strategies that teams are using. Imagine this, they took away those casters and got them out, and instead brought in clowns, essentially, to talk about what's going on. And they're not breaking down the game, they're just kind of rambling while the game's going on. You're just kind of like, why, like, that's what happened.
Yeah. What we were talking about, it wasn't warranted for the event. The chat of the FGC community was not having it. There was all types of statements being thrown in both of our directions as if you went on World Star.
I want to say thank you, because again, if it, look, no matter who you're dealing with, you always want to be able to tell people when they're doing wrong. Like, that's how you improve. And if it wasn't for that chat going in on our lives, we wouldn't have known. Like I said, we walked, we thought we killed it. So after sitting there and seeing what they wanted, it was easy to understand the next day what we're supposed to do. We know FGC terms to some extent. Like, we know what a fireball is. A fireball is basically a projectile, but in Dragon Ball you would call it a ki blast. But this is the fighting game community. This is EVO. You're not gonna call it, oh, look at that ki blast. You say that's a nice projectile into a level 3. Whereas I would call it in the Dragon Ball community, you see that Kamehameha?
Exactly.
Freaking ultimate attack. The beautiful part is we got to take from that is, like, we watched two communities blend. And it's going to show you where this community is going over the course of the next year. Because, like, the thing is, you got casuals and you got the fighting game community, something that's never really crossed over before. For the most part, there's never been an actual crossover. This is the first time you're going to cross over where casuals and the fighting game community is going to be in one, and that is actually a good thing.
Yes.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very unacceptable because it's like, again, it's like, let's say I'm the fighting game pro and he's the casual. It's like, we're not going to get, he's going to think that I'm just being a tryhard, whereas I'm going to think, oh, he's just a freaking casual. Like, get away, you casual filth. But, like, the thing is we have to sit down and just get together and learn from each other, because in the end, if you mix the casuals in it, it makes this community bigger. If you introduce the fighting game community to the casuals, they'll learn better. Dragon Ball is the only thing that can do it. Street Fighter, it got to the point where, they try to be a little bit more of the casual audience, but all it did is just alienate to hardcore, so the casuals didn't really pick it up. But with a game like Dragon Ball and Arc System works behind it, you can take something that's as massive as Dragon Ball, combine it with something as talented as the fighting game community, and make a giant thing. So pause. We can do this. And again, like, it was a learning experience for both of us, because like I said, we walked in from the perspective of casuals that know the fighting game community but not really, and like, we got a taste of it and we see the crazy potential. So like, we gotta learn to like get together and blend. Like, everybody out there that's playing this game is your peoples.
Yeah.
Is your peoples. And remember that.
I think that's the main thing too, is the fact that the blend, in order to have a dope ass experience like we had, if you guys pay attention on Twitter and all the outlets that you could talk as a community for Xenoverse, to kind of have the same thing going on, it is that blend that needs to happen. And that's one of the problems that we're kind of talking about right now, is the fact that the blend's not going to happen from the competitive side coming to the casual side. It's going to have to be the casual coming to the competitive.
Yep.
And that's what I found interesting, because as we were commentating, as we saw all these comments and stuff, what have you, it was a lot of the terminology and kind of the lore with how fighting games are supposed to be that was kind of being pressed upon our fandom, if you will, you know? And it's like we had to come to that position. We had to realize that, like we all have to realize that this is a Dragon Ball game, but this is literally the first of its kind that's branching communities together. And the switch is not going to come from our side, them coming to us. We have to come to there, and then we find a middle ground if they don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z.
Again,
so
what I was gonna say is it goes back to like when I saw it, you know, when Key Blast was mentioned, the fighting game community in the chat was like, no, it's a fireball, it's a projectile. But then like on the other side, when the other guys were hosting it, they call it a fireball, which is the correct term. But then you had people in the chat who were triggered because they weren't calling it a Key Blast or Kamehameha.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. Like they're both correct. So that's like, again, it's weird. Like these communities don't mix at all. But I think if we do this, if we do come together, this is going to be good in the long run for not just the Dragon Ball side, not just the anime community, but like picture like where we can go with this, what more games we can get, how, you know, companies like, let's say Dims or even CC2 will go about creating their games. Because for the longest, like, it's safer to make a casual game because like you're gonna go for the bigger audience. The games won't be as skill heavy, let's call it that, but they will sell, but they end up kind of dying fast. Whereas fighting game communities like Street Fighter, let's say Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 came out, I believe it was like 2006, 2007-ish. And that game was played up until like 2015. It lasted a long time. Granted, it was more a more niche audience. It lasted a long time. Now, let's say if the casuals accept the fighting game community, we come together, not only will we get a game that will last a long time, but it will also be successful on a wider level, which is an overall good thing for the community. And we have to figure out how to get together and do it. Again, we have to learn.
Yeah.
And we're down to learn more. I mean, I'm still laughing at the fact that we walk away like, oh, we killed that shit.
Yeah.
If you can really make a game that makes both crowds happy, it lasts a lot longer.
Yeah.
It tells them like, yo, you don't have to make a brain dead game where you can just have an overpowered CAC or just press circle the whole time. You can make something that's more than that. That's more. It gives you like more options, more abilities, more strategies you can run about, and not just worry about how can I make my CAC overpowered or how can I press circle faster. I'm just trying to make fun of him against Storm 4. Jokes. I'm already dead in the comments. But the point is like, this is a good thing. Like, we have to come together. We have to accept the FGC. FGC, hopefully they will accept us. We're all gonna get together, and this is going to be a good thing in the end.
Xenoverse was like something that might affect the anime games community in the near future that you will see with created characters and what have you.
Yep.
But right now, this is the next target. We want this to be successful because this has more longevity, this has more substance, and this can be taken seriously.
Yep.
And not something as a storm joke that you get heard, press circle, circle, circle. You know, that doesn't feel good to me. I want to upgrade, you know? Where's Naruto games at this fighting game community? That's all I want.
This is the challenge I have. Most of these developers don't believe that we can do this. This is our chance to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
This is our chance to get together. If we support Dragon Ball FighterZ to the fullest, I mean, granted, it's not everyone's game, which is fine. You don't have to play it if you don't like 2D games or more competitive games. But if we all come together and show developers that we do care about a competitive side of games, granted, you could say Storm and Xenoverse are competitive in their own nature, which they are. If we can kind of get together and really support this game on like a massive level, I'm telling you, it will send the message across. Because right now, what happened is if you look at this is a fact. When Tenkaichi 2 came out, Tenkaichi 3, that game wasn't as competitive as like a game like Street Fighter was, for example, but it had a learning curve. But the problem was when the game came out, it was there was so many complaints about it, and it was too hard to do. So what they ended up doing was they dumbed the games down more and more with every single release to aim at a casual audience. Sales kind of hurt, but for the most part, the sales were still there. But because of how like that cycle went, they believed, okay, you know what, casual is the way to go. Screw the skill-based players. Again, you can still get pretty skillful in these games if you play hard enough and like learn all the metas and stuff, but you could also get a more skillful game. So I'm telling you, like, if we get together and like accept each other, the fighting game community, the casual side, come together, do a fusion dance, I guarantee you the future is a lot brighter, just like he's freaking lied to me right now. We can get Xenoverse 3 that can have a hell of a learning curve, even Storm 5, like, whatever. Like, well, Storm is
That hurt me.
Storm is done. But
Yeah,
like, you
Storm
know what I'm
5.
saying? Like the next game, the next Naruto, we
Yeah.
could even get a Naruto style Guilty Gear game or Arc System game.
Yeah.
Who knows? Again, there's a lot of potential here, and like, if we come together, I guarantee you, this is going to be the biggest thing that our community can do right now.
If you vibe with it and you kind of see what we're talking about and you see the potential and that interests you within the anime side of things, hashtag FGC down below, because that's what we have to kind of convert to in order to make this happen. The DBZ fighting game community, if you will.
I want to hashtag it 3 times actually.
3 times if you want.
I'm telling you, like,
go ahead.
The comment section, there needs to be like 10,000 comments on this video.
Just FGC, FGC, FGC.
Yeah, like these are our people. The only time we should ever argue is when we're just, you know, having our own personal opinions, but like, in the end, we need to like accept each other.
Yeah.
I sound like a freaking fortune cookie right now.
I mean, but that's how it has to be. You can do more together than you could singularly. And
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people don't understand, especially from the YouTube side. Let me know what you guys think below. Let us know what you think below. And let's see what happens in the near future with this game and all the other anime games. What are we gonna get? Let's see. Peace.
And didn't say.